fog is part of the journey. I think that can be so true for literally all aspects of life. And you just, so much you're like really bad at things that you're new at, and it feels like really foggy and difficult. If you just keep pushing through, you figure it out, obviously, but it's just part of the journey, and I think we're always just trying to get rid of the fog, and it's like, it's okay, it's part of the journey.
What is something that has interrupted the world? AI. A lot of individuals have also utilized AI in their personal life to be a resource, as well as in their business. Today, we have a special guest, Liz Connolly, founder of Trifecta and Katsu. And if you're interested in AI, which you should be, you're going to enjoy this talk. But before we introduce you to Liz, I'm going to toss it over to Cam.
Hey, and as you guys already know, like, love, share, subscribe. Tell us what you like, tell us what you don't like, because at the end of the day, we'll just do whatever we want then, and nobody wants that. So get into it, Big Daddy.
Let's go. So, man, I've been so excited to have this conversation about AI specifically, but just kind of connecting with you over the last, 20, 25 minutes. Our listeners are going to really enjoy your personality, your knowledge, just your value add to our community. And so welcome to the L3 Perspective podcast. And
Thank
L3
you.
Media.
I'm excited to be here.
Absolutely.
This is a great setup. I'm very impressed.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Excellence in all we
Now
do.
I have to step up my game. So
Hey, well,
We
iron
consult
sharpens
too.
iron.
there you go. Iron sharpens iron. We actually have, we got sabers for our team at Trifecta at one point. HR was like, please don't do this. Because we had this like really rough January. And anyway, on the sabers, we put iron sharpens iron. And the sabers for like champagne.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And we were on the, we had the like top floor, so we had a rooftop. So we would do champagne off the side of that.
I love
how they got their
it.
January.
Yeah. And anyway, long story short, iron does sharpen iron. I
Sure
completely agree with that. Yeah.
Speaking of Iron Sharpener Iron, Forward Learning Group and Trifecta. So can you tell us a little bit about Trifecta?
Yeah. So it's a healthy meal delivery company, and basically we've shipped hundreds of millions of meals at this point, which is just crazy to think about. And it's the real core of it is we're trying to help get America back into shape. Which is not a small order. There's a lot that goes into that. So we also have a ton of partnerships. We, have an app as well, so you can do like your diet and your training within that.
Okay.
So we try to. The idea is to create a system around that healthy eating, because there's so much that goes into it. It's not just like that. Oh, I said no to the burger the one time, and now I'm good to go. There's like a lot more. So,
That makes sense.
Nobody wants to eat salad, but we got to do it sometimes.
Part of the system.
For sure. How did you, let's back up and
Sure.
and who is Liz? First of all, Loomis, this patch of 5 miles
In California.
in California.
Realistically, probably.
Realistically, it's like 5 miles. And so, but how do you, what led you into Trifecta? Post high school, what was that journey, that led you into that?
Yeah. So I went to Chico State, yay Wildcats.
Little party.
Yes, it was a little bit, but no, I did it in 3.5 years. So I was like,
you were going.
I was
through it.
going,
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
And graduated and went immediately into sales, because that's pretty much all I was qualified to do right out of college, right?
Yeah.
And picked up my first phone call, shaking, terrified,
Don't we all?
can I talk to your manager, or whatever the hell
Would
I
you like
said.
to hear about quarters?
Just, it was an experience, and I learned so much. I'm so glad I went into that area, because I was the typical very friendly with people that I know well, and very shy with anybody else.
For sure.
And now I'm just myself around
ray of
everybody,
sunshine.
which is, which is great. So I'm glad I went into sales and did that for a few years. And then actually that was in the Bay Area, and I moved back here to Sacramento and had the opportunity to start a new product line within a company here locally. And they just like, I don't know what they saw in me, but they really let me like run with it. So I got to do, it was basically from ideation, and we took it to about 30 million in sales. And I was like 24 at the time. So I was like, holy shit, I can do this, know? And so I had that moment of realization of like, just, I think, a lot more confidence in myself than I would have had a few years prior to that. Yeah. And that's when I was talking with my brother, who's my co-founder at Trifecta. And I'm coming to him with all these ideas for businesses. And I'm like, oh, we're going to do this or that. And he's like, these ideas are terrible.
Love you, sis.
Bless him. Yes, bless him for being real with me and not just like sending me on my way to go start some terrible company. Sure. And he actually came to me with the idea for Trifecta.
Okay.
He was kind of in that space already. And so he had the idea, he had some connections ready to go, and he really needed somebody to spearhead it and be the CEO at the time. Yeah. And so I just jumped in and we started it. And I think within a few months, we were outselling his company that he was currently running. So he was like, all right, let's go. I'm in full throttle with Trifecta. And the rest is history, basically. Yeah.
So what was that first product, though, that you were able to take from ideation to 30 mil?
Great question. So this company, they've actually since been acquired.
If you're allowed to talk about it.
Yeah. No. It's totally fine. Totally fine. Basically, we were selling point of sale hardware.
Okay.
And so we went into like selling the hardware and like leasing the hardware, where before they were just kind of like a connector in a lot of ways is what the company did. So we went into like basically full hardware business on the like iPad side.
Got it.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, the new age, like everybody has Square, everybody has that type of stuff nowadays. But back then it wasn't super common. You had like a cash register, you know what I mean? And you had the little swiper, and that was pretty much it. And there was just this explosion at the time. So I got to, present at Square in their headquarters, which... again, I was terrified at the time because I was I was a youngster. Yeah. But that type of stuff that was really cool and built my confidence a lot, which was a lot of fun. Yeah.
That's cool. And so what the initial idea that your brother brought to you did that idea stay true as you built?
Yeah, essentially. I mean, in 2015, paleo was the hot thing.
For sure.
You guys remember this.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody was doing paleo. So that's what we started with.
Book that everybody read. The Primal Blueprint.
Yes.
That was the big
Yep. So when we launched, we actually launched with Dr. Lauren Cordain is the like founder of the paleo diet. So we launched with him. So that was one of our big partnerships at the beginning. And I mean, the paleo diet was hot, and then we slowly added on other things. We also launched with vegetarian because I'm a vegetarian.
Okay.
And it's like 2% of our sales, it's like just basically non-existent. Right. But I couldn't help it. And then, we were always animal welfare level 5, like really high standards for that because it really mattered to me. Yeah. And my brother as well. So we just kept adding on meal plans. And then, a few years back, keto was the hot thing and whatever kind of is making the most sense. And especially as a vegetarian, I believe you can be healthy in a lot of different ways. Yeah. Like, do I think it's the most healthy diet? I don't know about that. Right. But I can be very healthy eating it, Sure. So I think we try to be kind of agnostic. Yeah. It's like, what's going to work for you? What can you actually stick to? That type of thing. Yeah.
That's Percy, I like the point you made as far as like, is it the healthiest? Does it work for you? Because like Percy, for instance, is he doesn't like the word vegan. He doesn't eat, but he doesn't eat meat, doesn't eat animal products, and the reason why is because as we all know, sometimes when you are vegan, you can eat a lot of processed food.
Yep.
And so it's like, so I like the way you mentioned that, because that's something him and I have discussed, is like whole foods versus like just like a label of like, I don't
Completely
eat these things.
agree. Yeah. Yeah.
Episode on that.
We should.
Podcast versus,
I mean, I eat like a diabolical amount of egg whites.
Okay.
It's like a real problem.
Yeah.
But it's like the best way I know to get protein. That's like a whole food, you know.
Yeah.
And there's just not a lot of options outside of that. I'm doing like tofu and stuff.
Yeah.
You can only eat so much tofu, you know. Like
How many black beans can you eat in a day?
right.
exactly. It's
So
like
when you were talking about, I guess to Cam's question about, how did you guys stay true to the core of what you guys were doing?
yeah.
What systems or values that you guys had in place that helped you to stay alignment with why you were doing what you were doing?
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing was a dedication to like helping people get into shape and the health aspect. You know how much more money we could make if we throw some burgers
Right.
on that
Right.
menu,
Right.
you know, like, or throw some cheese on everything. Like there's make the meals more calories. Like there's a lot of
Source the meat from a different place.
totally
Yeah.
I mean, we ended up doing things like kind of cheating it. So like protein brownies, you know, like we're gonna find a way to get
Gotcha.
you that sweet fix,
Hell yeah.
but still, yes.
Yeah. Nice
So
commercial.
yeah. So we do stuff like that, where we still feel like we're staying true to our values and what we're actually trying to do, because it is really easy to just slide down that road and all of a sudden, you know, you're McDonald's and you're not having a great impact on the world, and that's like my worst nightmare, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like letting the money take you to a place that is really not where you wanted to be. So, yeah.
No, I appreciate you sharing. I feel like people need to hear that, because oftentimes you have folks that jump into business and, they sit at the table negotiating things and will then say yes to the thing that doesn't align up with either their values or the direction that they even want their business to go, because they're chasing the dollar. So
So when you guys were when you guys first started, right? How do you scale something like that effectively? Because it's like food. It's like, were you in the kitchen like making these meals and then delivering, or was it because of your guys' experience, like you knew to find a manufacturer and you kind of knew, we already knew how to get funding and things of that nature? Like how did that initial start, happen?
Yeah. So very early on, I mean, I was funding it with just the money that I had saved being in sales, and I had been through an acquisition, so I had some money from that as well. So I was 25, so I put everything I had into it. And then we got to a point of sink or swim, and we swam. But I will give Greg all the credit for fundraising. I was running the operations when he was doing things like that. And then what was the first part of your question?
So like getting the product out.
It's food, everyone always asks me are you a chef?
For sure.
And I'm like, no, I am my target market. I'm eating the meals.
Sure. So you already knew how to like source a supplier that could like make the meals.
Yeah. So we're working with all these different vendors and making sure that everything like meets what we need it to. Yeah. And then we were, because we started so simply with something like paleo, it was
a little easier to scale.
Significantly easier. Yeah, I can't describe the difference between like just a paleo meal plan to today. Like the difference in changeovers and like it's just so much different. Like food and recipes and testing and it's a lot. And I just don't think I think we would have probably failed if we had tried to do like 7 months at day one. So that's kind of what I'm trying to do with the new company as well, is keep it, somewhat simplistic early on before we, expand to more products and services and stuff like that. Yeah.
So before we get into the new company, what was the point where you decided to exit Trifecta?
Yeah, I mean, 10 years is a long time to do anything. I'll
sure.
say that.
Yeah.
I still have so much love for the company. Obviously, I'm still, over
Still
here repping always. And I co-work in the same space as the company and stuff, and on the board and all of that. So all good things. I think we were both really ready for like our next adventure.
Yeah.
So we hired a CEO and actually worked with him for at least 4 or 5 months before we actually, started our next companies.
Yeah.
And I attempted to take some time off. I was not very successful. I like went to France and did this whole trip, and I got back and I was like, so, you know what the thing about not working is?
It sucks. It's kind of weird.
Everybody else is working.
So
there's nobody to hang out
my
with.
friends because they're working.
Like it seems really cool, but it's not as cool as it seems in my
I agree.
opinion.
I was having a conversation with my wife the other day, and we were talking about like taking time to relax. And she brought something to my attention. I just do it, so I didn't see it. But she was just like, I realized that for you to relax, you have to be doing something, right? Like I'm just running I'm jogging instead of just running.
Yeah.
Right, at that marathon pace.
I
right.
totally
So now
get
I'm just
that.
like, oh, this is the warm up, and I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense because it's very challenging for me just to sit still because my wheels stay going.
Yeah.
And so I have to like just open up the laptop and do something, right? Whether it's send something to Cam, even if it's just a couple things.
Right.
Like that relaxes me.
Yep.
And so, yeah, it's interesting.
Oh, we're same.
Yeah. Love it. I knew she was my twin.
Most high achievers.
There was a point when we were like so busy at Trifecta that I had basically hired someone to help with like everything in my I had a personal assistant, executive assistant. I've got
someone cleaning my house, someone making my meals. Yeah,
100%.
The Alex Hermosi thing.
Yeah, which seems really cool and ideal. But what I found is like I had no time for my brain to like relax if I'm not cleaning my house or like doing the laundry.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yes,
like
for sure.
these small things I think actually are really valuable for like letting your brain have a moment. Yeah. And I think that was also the same time when I really struggled with sleeping because I didn't have like there was zero downtime.
Right.
And so my brain was like, oh, 2 a.m., here's your downtime. Like, ready for it. And just let me download the day.
Sure.
So yeah, that was a big learning for me. And I think it's great to be able to outsource some stuff, but I think there's a line, at least for me personally. Yeah.
No, I mean, that makes sense. I mean, my wife, I always joke with my wife that if I'm like cleaning for no reason, I'm just like processing. Like,
You're right.
I need this like mind numbing activity that keeps my hands busy. Where I'm just like, it used to be a thing where I did that when I was upset. Like if you catch me cleaning the dishes, like I'm pissed about something. Like just don't talk to me. And so now it's become more of like the Einstein thing, or when he went to go work at the post office, is like I just need something that doesn't require necessarily a lot of brain power, but still keeps me moving and allows kind of the back of my brain to like do something.
Yep. No, super important. Yeah.
So this new venture or newer venture.
Yeah.
Katsu.
Yep.
What's the overview of Katsu? And I'm very interested to hear about this part.
Well, how'd you start it or think of the idea? Yeah. Was it on the plane back from France?
Yeah, probably.
She's like,
I mean,
I'm
honestly,
back, guys, I got an idea. I'm ready.
I definitely remember having my laptop out. I mean, the biggest thing for me is like I'm very much like a lifelong learner, as you guys are. Yeah. It's super important to me, and I also have the aspect of I want to share that with others. So even at Trifecta, there was a lot of mentorship. A lot of like, we have an Audible account with hundreds of books that everyone has access to, and a Udemy, and it makes such a difference.
I bet
it really does, and so that was a big part of it. And then also we built like growth plans for the team as well. So it would be like, okay, you're a email marketer and you want to become a marketing manager, and we have so much growth that's totally possible. but we need you to hit these skill sets, whether they're soft skills or hard skills.
For sure.
And so we'd give them the tools and the roadmap, and then it's up to them, you know? And then
I love that.
oh, it was the
That's amazing.
it honestly it was the best.
Bro, what are we doing?
So you know what is interesting?
I got you. Let me know if you need some help.
Yeah, it's
I
interesting
will be
about the
texting you.
roadmap because from the conversation we were just having about
Like this morning?
SOPs and everything.
Yeah.
So we
I
have,
saw your email.
We have it drafted.
I didn't read it yet.
Yeah. So yeah, we're one and the same. Yeah. Like, but it's interesting how many leaders don't realize that when you have people on your team, the value of pouring into them and helping them to develop and creating a roadmap, because it's easy just to say, oh, okay, what are your goals? And they say, I want to go from here to here. Okay. Most people won't take the initiative to go and execute or do the research to get there, right? But generally, when you provide them a roadmap and then also provide them the resources and by the way, the support, they're more than likely to hit that. And then just by design, it helps your company grow, right? And so I like that you had mentioned that you're a lifelong learner, and that's something that, you know, we talked about. Cam created the framework of our company from a quote: if you're not moving forward as a learner, you're moving backwards as a leader.
Oh, I love that.
Everything
that's
that
great.
John Maxwell.
so everything that we, so that's our framework. So as we're creating processes and talking about people development, organizational development, like that's the framework.
Yep.
And so for you and your team to really be intentional with that, like, I mean, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Because a lot of leaders miss that mark.
Yeah. No, I think it's so important. And honestly, I was a little bit pushed into it because we were hiring all these incredible people. Like they needed it. Like there was, I probably would have lost a lot of people if I hadn't done it. Because they were just badasses. And I was like, okay, how do we keep these people around and keep them engaged and excited? And like, they want to grow.
Right.
Yeah.
I just need to help them get there.
What could be intimidating conversation too, you know, because you hire someone on as like an email marketer and you're like, what do you want to do, bro?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, what do I want to do? And it's like, all right, you know, kind of like the leading people down the path, right?
Yeah.
And so I think that's an important step, you know, that's forgotten.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is how can we lead someone to the next path? Like, you know, I've told my team members before is you may not be here in 5 or 10 years, and that's okay. I would have hoped to lead you down a path. I would rather you leave more successful than leave less successful.
100%.
Because then I failed you.
Right.
You know, I don't want you leaving because you're no longer growing here. Or if anything, I want you to leave because you've outgrown this place.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. No, I totally agree. And I think that was one of the most fun parts about Trifecta for me, was literally that piece, was like working with the teams, working with their, like, developing the leaders. I mean, we had several folks. Basically, our head of marketing and our head of sales started as, like, I don't want to say the lowest position, but like they started like at the bottom essentially and worked their way up and up and up, and they just kicked so much ass that we just kept, you know, saying, okay, here's the next thing, and they're just absolute bosses. So anyway, so that's kind of the context of like where I was coming at the new company from, is I want to help people in that way. And it was funny you mentioned Alex Hormozy. I was watching one of his videos and he said, you know, picture there's a room full of people and they're all the same type of people, and you can go in that room and you can solve their problem. You can help all these people. Who are they? And my immediate reaction, like right away, business owners, like founders. These are the folks. And I've done a lot of mentorship with them as well. And so that's when I started going down the road of, okay, how can I create something that's condensing all these painful learnings that I had over the last 10 years of entrepreneurship. I, you know, worked my ass off and learned, you know, read almost 50 books a year and did all these different, you know, things to make it the success that it was, but it wasn't easy. And like, I can shortcut this for a lot of people. And so that's what I was trying to do, is kind of shortcut this. And then at the same time, AI is coming up and becoming more and more of a thing. And I'm like, do I need to be, in computer science to understand this shit? Is so confusing. Coding? Yeah, I'm like, oh boy. And as I continue to get deeper and deeper, I'm like, okay, this isn't that crazy. This is something that I can teach folks about as well. I can learn some of the tools. I can cut through the hype. Yeah. Because I think there is a lot of like, oh, well, now do I need an AI avatar and all this crazy stuff? And I'm like, whoa, let's, take it down a notch and see what's makes sense for you. So long story long, through all that into the AI Academy, and it's it's a living, breathing thing. So I'm constantly updating it, and that's kind of our first like flagship product. And I anticipate I'll probably do other additional things in the future, but that's where I've seen like the most success with startup founders is like they're dying to know about that, and they're also dying to know about. What we were kind of talking about earlier is like partnerships. How do we not just put a bunch of money into paid ads and like cross our fingers and hope for the best, and if it doesn't, I just set a bunch of money on fire. So it's a real like that's what small business owners are up against.
Just put up our first ever ad last night.
Oh,
so let's see what
congrats! It gets like, better, I promise.
Please don't burn.
But yeah, I mean, testing and learning is like a big part of that process. And, it does take a reasonable amount of money. And like most startups and founders don't have that kind of money to be putting in. And
for sure,
you're up against, Target and all, these companies that just have these enormous budgets that we can't compete with. So anyway. That's a big focus, is like, how do we drive revenue? And I'm trying to include some AI in that. And then just what tools are actually useful and what are just probably shiny pretty.
Right.
You don't need to waste your time with
shiny object syndrome.
Yeah. So as like founders and businesses, when they're reaching out to you and the company, like what's the value add? Like why are they reaching out initially? And then when you guys, sit down with them and figure out whatever services they need. Like, what does that look like?
Yeah, so I mean, right now it's essentially an online course with an AI assistant built in. So you could just literally go to the site and sign up type thing.
Does it cost money currently?
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry. I just mean like you don't necessarily have to have a conversation with
There's
the team.
There's no barrier of entry.
Yeah. And then the idea is, as you move through the course content, you can use the AI assistant to actually implement that for your use case. Because we all have different use cases.
Does it ask you like questions at the beginning about your business?
Yes, exactly. Nice. So we get like context about you, and So I'll get you guys in there.
Gotcha.
Partners.
There you go. But yeah, so that's the idea, and I've started to get some. I mean, we really just launched, but started to get some traction with like the startup founders and executives as well, which is cool. It's funny when you go for like founders or like CEOs, you tend to get that whole layer as well, the like executive layer.
Oh,
so
No, and I mean, to your point, AI it's crazy what you can do with it, but like it's funny because we went from a wave of like, where do I find the information, to now I'm overloaded and don't even know what to move with next, right? Like, I found myself, and I'm pretty good at like using the stuff that I bring up, but I even found myself the other day like going through folder on my desktop and was like not using that anymore, just to eliminate the fluff that the initial iterations that I had done, and I'm like, okay, like that worked 6 months ago. This document is no longer applicable because it doesn't work for the next 6 months.
Totally.
But I think most founders or people who are just trying to learn about it in general, like they don't have the capacity to like sort through it, because then they just get overloaded with like, what is this information even doing for me?
Yep.
I was there a week and a half ago, or actually two and a half weeks ago. Like, was doing some research just on Google separately, right?
Okay.
And then I was also utilizing ChatGPT, and in a few days, I realized I had so much information that I had to sift through because I was like, well, I can't send the team all of this information.
Right.
And so,
Figure it out.
yeah, it was just, it was very interesting. And then I was just like, I was telling Cam this earlier, some of the research that was in the middle of it, I didn't realize if it was on my laptop 1 or laptop 2. And after doing all the research
Or
and then with
iPad
folder
or phone.
and then I realized a week later, I was like, oh, it was on my phone because I was sitting down in the chair, like my wheels were going. And so, it can be, you can overwhelm yourself with it.
Totally.
And so speaking of being overwhelmed, being in the AI space, what tips could you give to someone or businesses to not become overwhelmed and not go down too much of a rabbit hole when they're looking at utilizing AI to be more of a resource rather than just kind of like playing around with it?
Yeah, it's a great question. I mean, everyone's going to say like, oh, ChatGPT and, have it use an analogy so that you can get a better understanding of the thing and have it explain it. I think there's so much value in that. I don't want to say there isn't, but some of the like biggest value and nuggets that I've gotten have been from talking to experts. Just being able to hone in on like, okay, this one specific area, this person knows an enormous amount of, let's say, marketing in the AI space, and they'll be able to, if they're truly an expert, distill that for you and like really do a great job. I still think, there's an enormous amount of value in figuring it out through an LLM or something like that. But I don't think we should discount experts yet.
Right.
There's still like so much there. There really is. And the experience sharing that I've gotten from that, and I mean, honestly, that I've given to others, I think as well, is like, there's just so much value there. As much as we would like an LLM to like have had the experience, like it hasn't had the experience, it's got a lot of information, but
I like to use it. I've started to use it more as a talking point lately. Like, whereas before it was like, chat said we should do this. Yeah. Like, let's look at it. And now it's more, hey, I found this information. Let's digest this. And like, will it actually work for us? And if it can work for us, how? Totally. If it doesn't, why? And what can we change to really hone it in on what we're actually doing? I think that's another thing that I've noticed founders and probably small business owners have to be careful of is like you said, they're like talking to chat and then they're just throwing it at their team. Yeah. Which I'm guilty of. I have no problems. It happens, right? It happens. And so, but now it's more, hey, I'm providing this potentially just help from my lens. Right. Do with it as you will. Yeah. If you use it, great. If you don't, great. But understand, like, this is the path I'd like us to move towards. Yeah. In a way that works best for our company. Yeah. Yeah.
I think I would say as his business partner, that is one of the things that I do appreciate about, like, as we're moving the company forward, to not just so get caught up in throwing something in chat and then spitting it out to the team, rather than like still remaining open to those gaps where we can fill in because that's who we are. Yeah. Right. And not get so lost in the sauce.
For sure. Well, and I think there's something to having like at least some basic rules of engagement with your team as well. Like if somebody on my team sent me like a ChatGPT email or something, I would be like, what I get them all the time. I do not do that. like stop it. Like you can write 2 bullet points to me. You know what I mean?
It doesn't have to be nice and pretty.
Yeah.
Greetings, good man.
Yeah. Now, on the other hand, if you want to make a scoping doc by chatting to ChatGPT, I'm like, all for it. Great. It's wonderfully formatted, beautiful. You used your resources. I'm thrilled. And so we kind of have things like that where we're like, okay, here's where it makes sense. Here's where it doesn't. Yeah. I think just knowing that the team is using it, like for a lot of founders, I think they maybe are in denial or or just like aren't connected enough to know. or their team members are hiding it because they're worried. Oh,
Right.
they're going to give me more work now if they know. There's all these different complex factors around it. So I think it is important to everybody's using it to just know that, and then decide how you want to use it together as a team.
Yeah.
And I'm sure ChatGPT could give you a list of best practices.
So what tips would you give a founder, right, who has a team and they're more than likely, or some are utilizing AI? Like, what tips would you give to the founder to be more open-minded to integrating that within their culture? Because
even your new company, I mean, you were telling me on the phone, it's like you went from busy every day to now it's like you and 4 people, right?
Right.
So like, so starting from the ground up again, like what are you doing now to help grow Katsu?
Yeah. No, it's a good question. So one of the things like we try to do is actually try new tools reasonably often.
Okay.
But we don't put all our eggs into the basket.
Makes sense.
Right? So for instance, we create a lot of content and we would love for AI to edit a lot of that content.
For sure.
We have not found something that does it to the level that we are currently doing it.
Yeah.
But we will continue to test.
Of course.
And we will continue to try that. And I think it'll get there.
Right.
Yeah.
Or at least to some degree where, okay, my editor goes in and does the final touches or, something. And I think one of the things that I like to reassure my team with is there's always more work. If you work yourself out of a job, we will find you some other stuff to do.
Don't you worry, bud.
Yeah, I'm working 14-hour days. There's stuff I can give you. You know what I mean? Like, I'm working all weekend. Like, there's always more to do. So I think that's really important too. And I don't think that's really like addressed. I think that often is like, oh, we're not, okay, we've said, okay, we're not hiring anymore because of AI, And then it's like, okay, well, what does that mean for me and the company? Right. And it becomes a scary thing, and it doesn't need to be.
Yeah.
Because I don't think that's actually genuinely the intention behind a lot of the like founders and, people running businesses, managers, whatever it may be. I think that's their intention.
No.
But that's how they're coming across.
Correct.
And so I think just like talk about it, there's more stuff for you to do. Like,
for sure.
let's be more efficient, and we're gonna, get to do that new podcast we wanted to do because we have time now, or whatever it may be.
I mean, it's supposed to be a capacity multiplier.
Totally.
I mean, like, for instance, like, our studio clients, we have one of our guys who was like emailing the clients, hey, your stuff is ready. And I said, no, Zapier.
There you go.
And then I talked to him the other day and I said, hey man, now that we've implemented this automation process, because now content's uploaded, editors get notified. Editors are done, clients notified, everything's done. And you never had to send it. He said, you just literally cut my workload in half. I said, great, because I have some other projects.
Yes, exactly.
And now you have the time, my friend. And he's like, honestly, I'm really excited about other projects because sending emails for whatever, like, no one wants to do that. Like, let's just be real. Like, hey, great, your content's done.
100%.
So no, and I think, and that's where it comes down. It's like, it's not meant to replace. It's meant to enhance.
100%. And I'm so bullish on exactly what you're saying, like that automation side. I think people got really excited about the application because it can do this natural language processing. They're like, oh, now I can use it in marketing and as the face of my business and sales and all this stuff. And I'm like, guys, that's the stuff that like is people very human. Yeah. And that people like and connect with. Yeah. Like, why not get rid of the, Excel spreadsheet that you're updating every week? Get rid of the, I mean, it's very real. Like, a lot of people have a lot of manual tasks that are a pain in the ass and add almost no value, but have to be done,
For sure.
And so it's funny because the automation side is like the less new side, but it's a little bit easier to work with because there's natural language processing now. So anyway, I think that's the side we should like triple down on. And at least for me,
like the automation side.
Yeah, the automation
sure.
side. Yeah. And for me, I think the like sales and marketing, I'm like pretty anti, honestly. Until it gets to a point where I don't know when it would make sense.
Yeah.
I just know that I don't want to watch like, you know, AI Alex Hormozy or something.
For sure.
You know, which isn't to say there isn't going to be a time when I would.
Yeah.
I just today it's not something that I'm super interested in. And I think a lot of people are feeling that way. So it's just this kind of weird vibe right now.
I messed around with Sora when it first came out, and it was like, it fooled some people, which was kind of funny. Like, you know, but I was like, this isn't going to be a continuous thing. Like, it was fun for this like week or two to mess with you guys. But like, you know, and I told the team the same thing, like, cause like Percy, for instance, got really good using Hicksfield. You know, and we were talking about it. I said, hey, this should not replace our clients. Like these are additional things we can bring to the table, transitions, or if a client wants to change an outfit because one of our clients does like fashion. Well, cool, we can do an AI mock-up of what would that fashion look like.
Yeah.
That's fun and cool stuff, right? But like, this is not meant to replace the humanity that we put forward. But I agree with the automation thing because weave, you know, one of the things we did was like our retainer clients is like, hey, instead of us having to do this thing where like we're making sure did they book their strategy session this month? Did we build their build an automation where it literally bounces back and forth. And if they didn't book their strategy call, it messages them again. And all we had to do was input their name once and add a tag to their name. And now they're through this whole sequence, and we saved our assistants all this time to focus on other things that actually matter.
And a good thing with that too is that we get to practice real life application, right? And the things that are working for our business, we transcribe to our clients as well, right? And so it's like, you know, being able to show them the metrics, like, hey, this actually works, or here's the blueprint, here's the roadmap, right? For you and your business, and what could take you to scale. So,
I love it.
So next 6 months for Katsu.
Oh, good question. I mean, the biggest thing is just dialing in and iterating with the product because we're so new. It's like, I mean, practically every day we're making updates to it.
Bet.
So, which is great. And I'm getting a lot of feedback, good. And hey, what about this? Like people curious about other things that aren't in there yet, which is really cool. And then we're building social proof, like any early stage business. So I'm working with a coaching client where we're doing a in-depth case study so that people can understand like really what you can get out of this, stuff like that. So, you know, it sounds so unsexy to say, but like blocking and tackling, you know, that's where we're gonna be. We're gonna be blocking and tackling for the next 6 months. Like that's. You know, and that's the nature of it. And I think there's so much of that in business that people just don't realize. And I'm sure you guys have experienced. Feels really fun in a lot of different times and spaces, but there's also just a lot of like, well, we just got to keep doing what we're doing and do more of it and do it better. And that's the game.
So how are you, maybe this question is twofold. How are you and your team? So burnout is obviously a real thing, especially in business, right? How are you guys being intentional with making sure that you don't get burned out? And then at what point do you look at bringing an additional member onto the team?
It's a great question. I mean, my team is so small today. I think I probably would use Trifecta more as an example. What we would do is like we'd really, really push people past where they felt comfortable. And then we'd really like try to find somebody that is going to up level the team, not just be another member, but they're really going to up level. I had one of my good friends, she was on our customer success team very early days. And she's actually my roommate in college. And she's super overwhelmed. There's just so much going on and we're growing like crazy. And she's like, I just need somebody who can type. And it was like, it was so real in the moment. Like I totally got it. But at the same time, I was like, that's the last thing we want to do is just throw somebody on the team that
Just to type.
That doesn't meet the standards and that really isn't going to add the value that we need.
For sure.
So anyway, that's why it ended up, I think, pushing people a little bit further than they were comfortable with is because we would be like really sticklers about who we were adding to the team. And, you know, we got some referrals and cool things like that. But like at the end of the day, we interviewed everyone. I mean, we got up over 100 employees and we still interviewed everyone.
For sure.
So it was, and then probably up till like 40 or 50 employees were doing like a dinner was the last thing that we did. Like the process of interviews and then a dinner.
Yeah.
And it was like, bring your spouse, we'll bring our spouse. I mean, it was like
that's cool.
It was
That's
a really in-depth, like
that goes back to the culture conversation we had earlier.
100%. It's so important. And like, you know, to say that people are bought in to Trifecta is like an understatement. We're like a family. We're all
That's
like
cool.
110% at all times.
Yeah.
And
very intentional.
yeah, very intentional. And I think it does really make a huge difference. Because if you look at what we were selling, that could have been a really not cool thing.
Yeah.
Food.
Yeah.
Right.
Paleo food.
Yeah. We're talking about healthy food.
Right. Yeah.
You know?
In America.
Yeah. This like is like the epitome of uncool almost. And we completely flipped it on its head and made it like this super cool, sexy thing with all the athletes and the partnerships and, you know, Netflix docuseries. Like there's all these different really cool aspects to it. The packaging, the branding, that made it very cool. And so, you know, the culture, we also put a huge effort to make it very cool. I actually worked at this company called Demand Force. They got acquired by Intuit a long time ago, but that was actually some of the money that I got for Trifecta was that acquisition. Yes. Okay. But the company was literally, I remember sitting in my chair one day and being like, there's nowhere I would rather be. And this was like early 20s, you know, which everybody hates their job at this point. Like people are like, you know, get
another
me
day
out
in
of here.
paradise.
Yeah. And I was like, this is the best freaking place ever. And we had dress up days. We had, you know, contests. We had happy hours. I mean, you name it. We were doing all the things that make a culture fun. Upward mobility was huge. Like, you know, you were always striving and trying for the next role. And so that culture, I like copy pasted with Trifecta. I was like, everything these guys did is what we're going to do. And we did. Cool. We really did. We mean, the amount of dress up days. I have a costume closet, you guys.
Yes.
It's excessive.
I can dig it.
So you win in business.
I've got more costumes than I've ever have. Sorry.
No, I was just saying.
That was a serious moment.
Yeah.
But it is 11/11.
Perfect.
Just saying.
Yeah. No, I was just saying that like you win in business by focusing on the culture.
Yeah.
Right?
Sure.
And the things that build up the culture or the people.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah. And I think a lot of people get so lost in just the task oriented stuff, just the metrics. They forget that the thing that's connected to the metrics is the culture, which ties into the people. So I'm glad you really hit on that.
Yeah, it's so important. Right. And we had our ups and downs. We had our moments where like we had the whole team reading like culture code because we felt like we were having a struggle moment. So we were like, all right, guys, let's all like read this together and talk about how we can improve. Right. And you know, so it's not without its ups and downs, but I do think like a focus on it is really important. You can't just like pretend it doesn't exist and hope for the best, because one day you'll look up and you will have a culture and it may not have been the one you wanted because you didn't pay attention to it.
Absolutely.
So
we were talking about that this morning. I was listening to the Real AF podcast with Andy.
Oh yeah, love it.
My guy. And but I was telling Glenn that this morning someone asked that question. It was a Q&AF segment, and he was like, you know, you have to control the culture at a lower level, because whatever you establish at the lower level, as you grow, it's just going to multiply that culture. So if you hold a culture, you know, where everyone understands the mission and the values, you know, the culture will weed out the people who don't belong in that culture. So if everyone has values of like honesty and working hard and transparency and communicating, even if you bring someone on who's like a rock star on paper, the culture will weed them out if they cannot align, if their values don't align with the rest of the culture. And so that's what we were talking about today is, you know, as we're growing, like we really need to ensure that we're communicating that effectively as far as like, this is the culture that we have here. And if that doesn't align with you, that's okay. But that's what we are building here. And we expect all of us to operate as such.
You know what I noticed in helping some of the businesses and even in the nonprofit sector is that during the onboarding process, they don't focus on the mission, the vision, the values, right? Generally, it may be a slide, and whoever's doing whether it's HR doing the onboarding presentation, they just kind of like skim over it. And I think that one of the lessons that I've learned that in business, it is very, very important to spend time, if not more time than the other topics that you have to talk about, like benefits or, you know, et cetera, is to really spend time and make sure that the person that you're bringing on board that you interviewed is still in alignment and is very clear, has a very clear picture of what your culture or what your values are. And then where we're going as an organization. And so what experience have you had?
Oh, I am going to blow your mind right now because you're going to think I'm crazy, actually. So what I actually did at Trifecta is every single person sat with me and went through that. I mean, up to over 100 people. That's cool. We went through, these are our core values. These are how we actually show up. Like, hard work. What does that actually mean? Like, I would actually go through and tell people, like, this is how you show up for that. You may have noticed in your interview, we asked a bunch of questions about this stuff. So stuff like that. And then, you know, I'd also pull up the original website. I'd pull up videos of our original kitchen. Like, I was showing them, like, this is where we came from as well. So they're not just like, oh, cool, I'm working in, like, the penthouse and this is sick and blah, 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 you know? Like, they get it. Like, they get that this was built from the ground up. And so I tried to impart as much of that, both enthusiasm, but also like those values in that first meeting. I feel like there was more to it than just the values, but I would really just try to like ingrain the culture in that first combo. The growth aspect as well. We talked about like where they want to go, all of those different things. I mean, I think there's an enormous like value in doing that as a founder, as long as you can. And my brother was doing it as well. He would go through like the metrics and here's our growth curve and here, you know, so we're both having these conversations and he'd go through the, like our pitch deck with them. And, you know, it's just like, you're like indoctrinating them into
that's exactly what it is.
And I totally agree. It can't just be like an HR combo. Like absolutely. It's gotta be, you know, bring the passion.
Right. No, absolutely.
Did that start from the first person you guys ever brought on? Or was that something you kind of built after?
We may not have done it in the first like year, but I mean, as soon as we moved to Sacramento, I think we did. In the first year, we were just working with like an army of interns, and I mean, they were the poor things were like sitting on the floor and stuff. Like it was
you're part of history.
Yeah, you're part of history, guys.
We appreciate them very much, but it was I mean, we were doing whatever we could to get it off the ground.
Doing the Lord's work.
Oh, that's good.
So before you ask your question.
Yeah.
I want to hear about
tell us the raccoon.
Oh, the raccoon story.
The dog, the raccoon.
The raccoon story.
I don't forget.
All right. So I have a little like 12-pound long-haired Chihuahua. Maybe I don't know what she is. She has the crazy eyes though.
The crazy eyes.
And I let her out into the yard at like 4 a.m. and I think she's going after a cat because she just takes off. And immediately, all of a sudden, I hear like, and I'm like, oh God.
What was the sound?
One more time.
So I take off after her. I'm in my underwear. It's 4:00 in the morning. And she's brawling with a raccoon, which is significantly bigger than her. Yeah. And like my kids started the fight. You know what I mean?
Damn it.
And so I'm trying to make myself big and like scare away this raccoon, and I'm like kicking at it. And my husband thankfully heard the ruckus, came out. The second he comes out, the dog runs towards him. Mm-hmm. He scoops her up. Dog got bit. Oh. My husband, as he's turning, gets bit in the leg.
By the raccoon?
Yes.
No
it
shit.
Follows the dog all the way up. Yeah, it was wild. And so we get inside. I'm like scratched all over. I didn't get bit, but they both got bit.
So rabies.
It was bad. And so we spend all morning getting like the rabies shots for the dog and everything. And then halfway through the day, I was on a call with my sister-in-law, was helping out with Trifecta as well. And she's an ER doc, and I'm telling this story. And she's like, hang up the phone right now. He needs to go to the hospital. And I'm like, oh my God. Oh, okay.
So
this is
finish
serious.
the story.
Hold up.
So we send, we had to send him in. And I mean, he didn't cry, but the man was sweating just like, cause it's like all these shots around it's gnarly.
Process.
Yeah, really gnarly. So anyway, that's the raccoon story. We don't take kindly to raccoons anymore after that.
That is too funny.
I did see Gemma kill a rat the other day. So I have a big dog.
Wow.
I have a, he's like a lab mix.
Okay.
And then I have a Pitsky, so she's a pit bull mixed with a husky.
Oh.
So she's like short but like stout, and so but she's kind of a punk. And if it was any other dog, she's like on her back. It's kind of funny. But Alice, who's kind of like my softer side child, runs out, just kind of like sees this rat, sniffs, because I'm like, what are they gnawing at the door for? And then like I let her out, and she goes and just like kills this thing. And I have 5 kids in my house, and so all the kids are looking on the glass. They're like, dude, did you guys see Gemma just kill that rat? And they were like, can we go outside and see it? And I was like, sure. And as we're outside though, she's like as it moves, she like bites it again.
Oh no.
And I was like, bro, you're ruthless. She got a little
Gotta
more,
protect the
she
house.
got like a little bit more street cred in the house after that though. We were like, all right, maybe you are kind of thuggish, ruggish.
I love
You know,
it.
I can protect against humans. You just protect us against vermin. I'm cool with that.
So funny. I mean, you would think like you know what you're gonna do in that situation.
No, you never do.
And I remember a friend had her like Rottweiler get attacked by a raccoon, and she got involved, and I was like, you're insane. Like, why would you? Yeah, I'm like, why would you get involved? And then here I am, like, kicking at this raccoon in my underwear, just like flailing about, like.
The stories at 4 a.m.
So yeah, I mean, you never know what you'll do for your baby.
Hey, that is too funny. I was not when we talked briefly about the dog. I had in my mind a big German Shepherd.
No, she thinks she is,
Gotcha.
but she's classic little dog syndrome.
Gotta keep her around.
Yeah,
That's right.
Keep her around.
Forgot about it.
I had a couple questions, but I'm gonna ask this one in particular. There's 3 words: life, love, and leadership. So choose one of those 3 words and just share whatever's on your heart.
Tough one.
If you're watching this, you think of those 3 questions and figure something out too. No.
I'll say maybe a combination of all of them.
Okay.
It's just a really good quote that I heard, and it has helped me so much this year that I've been back in startup mode. Mm-hmm. And it was, the fog is part of the journey. And I think that can be so true for literally all aspects of life. And you just, so much you're like really bad at things that you're new at, and it feels like really foggy and difficult. And, if you just keep pushing through, you figure it out, obviously. But it's just part of the journey, you know?
Yeah.
And I think we're always just trying to get rid of the fog. And it's
Yeah.
like, it's okay. It's part of the journey.
Yeah.
I
So.
think more and more we have to be reminded nowadays that like you're going to suck when
Yeah.
you first do something.
100%.
So many people are
You
used
will.
to seeing this like all of a sudden you're great, and it's like I noticed that a lot from like Hermosi and Gary and like all the kind of
Yeah.
Andy, like all the people. I have noticed recently there's been this uptick of reminding people like we sucked when we first started. We failed. We went
100%.
bankrupt. Like
Yeah.
we were broke. Like all these, but we just did. A lot of it's just grit.
Yep.
Like you just can't give up.
100% agree. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Even going back to like when we started season 1 of the podcast.
Yeah, man.
And I love that
It could have
space.
started and ended at that kitchen table.
Right. To like,
And now look at
we're not
you.
even we're beginning just to scratch the surface of what our capabilities are.
Yeah.
Right. And so, and just the value add. And so,
Yep.
so founder of Katsu. Close us out a little bit.
And Trifecta.
Oh, I won't forget
I'm
Trifecta.
just kidding.
And Trifecta. Share some final thoughts regarding Katsu, and or where can people find you? This is your moment.
I mean, yeah, I think the main thing is that I just want to help folks, and I've been through it, and it can really suck sometimes. So it's nice to have somebody that can help you through it. And so I don't know what any of my handles are on socials,
Right.
so we're gonna have to
We got
link
you
them.
guys.
Yeah, we got you.
She sent them. We're good.
The website is learnkatsu.com. But yeah, I do make a lot of content in the same realm on YouTube. So if, for whatever reason you don't want to full bore go into the AI Academy, there's a ton of free content on YouTube as well.
For sure.
AI Academy.
AI Academy.
You want to close this out? Well, let me say this before I ask Cam to close this out. I knew the moment you walked through the door that this was going to be a great conversation. Love your energy, your personality.
Thank you.
The knowledge, the tips that you provided. As we mentioned, like AI is here. And if folks don't utilize it as a resource, as an added resource, whether in their personal life and or their business, they're going to get left so far behind, right? I was sharing with Cam last week, utilizing ChatGPT to create a family optimization plan.
I love
right?
it.
And just
It's pretty
refining
cool
it.
what it came up with.
Yeah, just refining it, right, and having the conversations. And so just the work that you and your team are doing, we're very appreciative of it, and we look forward to seeing
Love
the
it. You gotta
growth
share
of
what
Katsu.
you did.
I'll drop a couple of things.
All right.
So, but no, thank you. It was a pleasure meeting
Yeah,
you, Liz.
thank you. It was great meeting you
And
guys
thank
as well.
you for being on the L3 perspective.
Yeah, buddy. Well, as you guys know, like, love, share, subscribe. Tell us what you like. Tell us what you don't like. And we'll see y'all later.
Yes, sir.
Peace.
See you.
Thanks, guys.
I feel like in the trust and
Get the frame.